Hi, this is Randy. Welcome to Eastgate for Old School. In this episode, I'm going to be working on my battery box. So I have some cutting to do of the box. I have to drill some holes, and I have some soldering that I need to do to get all the wires to fit together in the box correctly. So I'm using all tools that I've never used before. This is going to be challenging but interesting. So here we go. This is the box that I purchased for my battery box. I think it's actually for fishing purposes, but this seemed like a good application for the use of this particular box. The box comes with foam or without foam. I bought the version with the foam because I figured the foam would be a good protection for the batteries. So you can just take out portions of the foam, stick the batteries down in there, and they fit in there nicely. The foam protects the battery from, jostling around, while you're riding the skateboard. The box can come in a number of different colors. I chose the black. It also comes in a red or a yellow, and there's another color here that I can't tell what it is. The box is a little big for my board, as you can see in this picture. However, I do like the size of it. It stays on the board nicely with the bungee cords. I think it's going to work out well. It is a waterproof box. Has a nice handle on it that I probably won't be using. One thing that I do like about it is that it comes with this foam protection. The nice thing about this is that I can potentially get a lot more batteries in here if I choose to in the future. So other than the battery itself, these are the components that are going into my battery box. Now the batteries that I have on order are 180 millimeters in length, which I can easily fit in going this direction. They would fit this direction, which would maximize my ability to put the most amount of batteries into this box. So it's tempting to try to do that, but that would also minimize the amount of space I have to deal with the wiring. So I'm probably going to go ahead and configure the batteries in this orientation. I think that'll still give me plenty of room to get as many batteries in here as I like. I'm only going to start off with 2, so that won't be bad. I'm going to have 2 batteries installed in series, and I have this series connector that will connect them together. The series connector will connect to this starter switch. There's the starter switch right there. So I'll have this wire run probably underneath this foam right here, or through the foam. I'll probably maybe put a hole in there and have the wires just run from the batteries up into the underneath the foam here. This is a picture of the starter switch that I purchased for my electronic board. It's not absolutely necessary to buy a starter switch. I thought it would be a nice touch. I like the idea of being able to turn my board on with the push of a button. In order to actually attach this starter switch to my box, I had to unplug the switch from the circuit board. Before I could take the starter switch out, I had to remove the shrink wrap from around the circuit board, which is kind of a bummer because it was done so nicely, but I had to do that in order to do what I wanted to do. In addition to the starter switch, I also decided to use this battery percentage indicator to give me a readout on how much battery power I had left in my batteries. Again, this is an optional thing. I didn't have to do this. In fact, using the Bluetooth module, I can get a readout of where my battery is right on my cell phone. So this wasn't necessary, but I figured it was a nice thing to have to be able to look down at my box while I'm riding and see how much power I have in my battery. I figured that was a nice touch that would be useful. I'll then cut a hole in the foam for the actual start button. And I'll cut a second hole in the battery box to install this battery voltmeter. And I'll place that either here or there, somewhere near the start button so that you'll see the voltmeter come on as soon as you press the start button. And this voltmeter is going to be wired up to the other end. Either I will splice the wire in right here, although I'm kind of reluctant to mess up these really nice looking cables, so I might splice them in on the other side here. At this end of the starter cable will be going out to the variable speed controller, so I might just splice them in over here on the other side of the XT60 connector. I haven't quite decided yet, but that's the general plan for what I'm getting ready to do. So don't laugh, but this is how I intend on attaching my battery box to the skateboard. So I just have a couple of bungee cords that I bought from Home Depot. They seem to do the job fairly well. At least I'm happy with how they're holding on to the box. Not real fond of this little logo here, so I'm gonna cut that out, and that's where I'm gonna put my battery monitor, and I'm gonna put a start button probably right up in here. The bungee cords hold the box to the board pretty good because of the grip tape. I initially thought about putting screws in the bottom of the box that go through the board, but I don't like the idea of damaging the board if I'm not certain that this is going to be the final configuration. So the bungee cords just do the job just fine. That's all that I need. So this is the final result of my battery box build. I have the starter switch here, the voltage or battery capacity voltage indicator here, and you see globs of silicon sealant where I'm covering up the mistakes that I made. If I open it up, oh, you also see the wires coming out the side here that go to the variable speed controller. If I open it up, this is where the batteries will be connected. And there you see all the wiring, and I use these clips to attach the wires to the box so that nothing moves around. So that's it. That's my battery box build. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video where I'll be showing you my battery itself and the charging mechanism and everything that goes into that. Thank you. Have a great day.